Alright, hello boys and girls, moms and dads, welcome to HeroesMart School Academy. This is 5th grade English. Today we are going to be doing week number 2 and day number 1 part of the curriculum, and this is going to be the reading aspect of the curriculum. So you are going to get a chance to turn to page number 20 of your workbook. You are going to read this particular essay together with us, and then right afterwards we're going to try to answer a few questions to gauge our understanding of the reading. Today's reading is going to be titled Lisa and Leah Learn to Love, under the section of week number 2 and day number 1 part of the curriculum, Learning to Love. Leah and Lisa learn to love. So please go ahead and listen along with us as we read this particular essay together.
Once upon a time, there were 2 children named Leah and Lisa. Leah and Lisa were sisters, but they were very different from each other. Leah was outgoing and boisterous, while Lisa was quiet and reserved. They often found themselves at odds with each other, arguing over small things and getting into petty squabbles. One day, their father, Jake, decided to take them on a journey to visit their uncle, Joe. During the journey, they encountered many hardships and difficulties, including treacherous terrain and harsh weather conditions. Despite this, Leah and Lisa continued to bicker and argue with each other. As they approached their uncle's home, the weather grew rougher and rougher. With rain flying sideways and the roads almost becoming flooded, Jake and his daughters were getting concerned. Jake started praying in the spirit for the weather condition to improve, and Leah and Lisa reluctantly followed. As they prayed together in the car, Leah and Lisa began to see each other in a new light. They realized that they had more in common than they had previously thought, and they began to appreciate each other's strengths and talents. And to everyone's amazement, the weather changed for the better. The rain stopped and the sun began to shine. Within a few minutes, the roads were dry and they sang and praised Jesus. As they continued on their journey, Leah and Lisa grew closer together. They talked and laughed, sharing stories and experiences. They began to understand each other on a deeper level, and they developed a strong bond of friendship and love. When they finally arrived at their uncle's home, Leah and Lisa were inseparable. They helped each other with their chores, shared their food and possessions, and supported each other in times of need. They had learned an important lesson about love and the power of praying together. The story of Leah and Lisa teaches us about the importance of love and the power of cooperation. It reminds us that, despite our differences, we all have something to offer each other, and that by working together, we can accomplish great things.
Alright, I believe you got a chance to follow along with us, so please go ahead and turn to your workbook right now, which is what I'm showing on the screen for you. It's going to be on page number 20 and then page number 21. Alright, so we're going to answer a few questions right in here, so just try to concentrate on the week number 2, day number 1 part of the curriculum. Even though there may be day number 2 over there, do not get distracted. We're just going to stay right over here. So the first question here is, describe the personalities of the children in today's story. Alright, so as you read with us, we talked about how Leah and Lisa were sisters, but they were different from each other. Leah was outgoing and boisterous, while Lisa was quiet and reserved. They often found themselves odds with each other, arguing over small things and getting into petty squabbles. So that's going to be the description of their personalities. Now, what you are going to do is you are going to turn to your notebook and try to describe what you've understood about the personalities of these two sisters in your own words. Okay, so this is 5th grade. We want you to use your own words, your own ingenuity to talk about and describe these answers. So you're not going to see us writing the answer for you on the board like we did in prior grade levels. And the reason for that is we want you to build your own writing skills right now. So just like I've explained it to you, and just like you can see over there in the first paragraph, you know, these two little sisters were different in their personalities. One was really outgoing, another person was kind of reserved. Try to use your own words to answer that question based on that description that I just shared with you. All right, question number 2. What did these children struggle with? All right, so they struggled with getting along with each other. Okay, so they struggle with getting along with each other. You know, they're gonna say, somebody's gonna say no, the other person's gonna say yes. You know, that's the reason for this little graphic over there. So find a way to answer and write down that answer over there. Which situation helped them to overcome their struggles? All right, so look at it. So one day their father Jake decided to take them on a journey to visit their uncle Joe, and as they were traveling along the road, the weather became really difficult and grew really rough, and then they started to pray together. And as they started to pray together, they began to see that, well, maybe we're not as different as we thought we were, and that situation brought them really close to each other. So try to describe that situation as an answer to question number 3 over there. And then question number 4 is going to be, what does this story teach us? Well, this story teaches us how to love each other. So even though we may have some tiny little differences, as you get actually close to your brothers or to your sisters, you are going to find some commonalities between both of you. And then based on those commonalities, you can choose to love each other based on those similarities and let go of your differences. Well, that's going to be something that you can learn, and that's going to be an answer to question number 4 from today's reading. Alright, did you get something from it? Alright, so moms and dads, try to help your child answer those questions over there like that. Read the essay to the child and ask the child to repeat with you as you read slowly, and let the child read all by themselves, by herself or by himself, and then explain the essay to the child and then ask questions over there. Now we are going to be going over to the vocabulary section of today's reading, so there are going to be certain words that you may not have heard of before, or maybe you heard of the words before, but maybe you just glossed over them. Now go ahead and try to understand how to use those words in sentences by yourself. So you are going to see new words like pollute, like liberty, like junior, like themselves, following, believes, respectful, depth, honorable, noticeable. So what are you going to do to understand how to use these words in sentences? You're going to turn to your dictionary, which if you go to your dictionary, you can type it in from dictionary.com. And when you type it in over there, you're going to go back to your workbook, and then you're going to type, for example, pollute. Alright, so when you type in pollute, alright, so let's look at it. So for example, it's going to be over there. You can click on this little symbol here to see how it is pronounced.
Pollute.
Pollute. Did you see that? Let's do it again.
Pollute. Pollute.
Okay. Did you see that over here these letters are boldened? So that's letting you know that you're going to place emphasis on the second syllable. So pollute is a 2-syllable word. Pollute. 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 You can clap your hands to the beat of it, if you will. Now, so it's a 2-syllable word, and the bolden part over here tells you you're going to put emphasis on the last syllable. The first syllable is not going to be emphasized. Well, that is the phonetic respelling part of the dictionary that we're using over here. Now, if you flip over to the IPA section of it, if your paper dictionary has this kind of symbols to it, you're going to see a little apostrophe here to the beginning of the second syllable Well, that lets you know that you are going to put emphasis on the second syllable. It's just another way to tell you what to do to put emphasis on it. So please go ahead and take advantage of that. And if you've come through 3rd grade and 4th grade, you're going to understand that when you see E upside down like this, it's like okay? So that's the way you say it, And then when you see L-O-O-T, it's like loot, pollute, okay? So getting used to those kind of things over there. So that's the way you pronounce the word. And then you go over there, you scroll a little bit better, a little bit down, you're going to see it's a verb. And the meaning is to make foul or unclean, to make dirty. That's what it means, to pollute something. All right. So you're going to go back over here and type into your notebook and try to use the word pollute in a sentence all by yourself. Then you're going to try to do the same thing with liberty. And try to do the same thing with junior. And turn to your dictionary. Firstly, understand how that word is enunciated and understand the meaning of the word. What kind of parts of speech it is. Is it a verb? Is it a noun? Is it an adjective? And then you're going to try to use that word in a sentence all by yourself. Alright, you're going to do that for me? I believe you will. Alright, so that's what I got for you today, boys and girls. Thank you for joining me today. Remember, God cares about you, and so do we. Bye-bye.
I'll be your hero's buddy, and as you study with HeroesMart,